So before you ask me where's the reaction to episode 2 of this, well, I did a reaction to it and I didn't like it. I didn't like it because there wasn't much commentary in it. It reminded me of a Hassan Piker reaction, which is basically an Indiana Jones movie where you take the main character out of it and it'll basically be the same thing. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully the same doesn't happen in this one, so let's get into it. 8 horrible ways to die in the Hollow Earth. Here we go. I don't remember too much about the Hollow Earth and Kong versus Zilla, because after watching through it the first time, now I just skip straight to the fights, because, let's be honest, that's the main reason we watch these movies. Or at least the main reason I watch it. But I don't really remember much other in Hollow Earth other than those flying worm dragon thingies, or whatever they were called. And I think that was about it. The only other thing I know about it is it's going to be where Shimo and those other giant apes, the Scar King, is going to come from, and the new Empire, which I am excited for it to come out. I don't know when it comes out. I need to look at it so I can get a good date. I might actually go into a movie theater to watch it again. I don't know. Either way, let's get into this. And here's your warning.
Contains graphic depictions and fatality simulations that might be disturbing for some audiences.
Yep, there's your warning.
Discretion is advised.
Previously on this channel, we witnessed 20 nightmarish ways to die in Skull Island.
Yes, we did.
Along with the creatures that will send you to the afterlife in the most painful ways possible.
Yep.
But
and now we're going to look at even more painful ways.
Another world hidden deep beneath our...
Honestly, that's what some of these... that's what some of these shows are like whenever it comes to horrible ways to die. And it's like, we go over a few other ways to die, and it's just, wait, there's more. Because there always is.
Feet.
Hey, here's a horrible way to die, just falling into Hollow Earth without being in a flying aircraft thingy. Yeah, that's a horrible way.
Place so hard to reach that even trying to get to it could even kill you. The Hollow Earth. Today, we will take a look at a brand new biome with new
Well, then again, I guess you're not even going to get to it in the first place, I guess. Yeah. It's like you got to survive, get on the trip to there, and you got to survive when you get there too, to not fall to your death.
And consequently, new ways to get killed.
Murder fish?
So strap on, pay close attention, and throw out that bowl of pasta as we dive in deep at the new 8 ways to die in the Hollow Earth.
All right, let's see it.
Number 1. Nosedive to hell.
Is this... Oh, well, it might just be on the way to the trip, but yeah. Or to the thing, yeah.
In some ways, hell would probably be a mercy compared to the stuff that could happen to you down here. Just trying to access this place...
Oh yeah, how does Kong just jump straight down there and is just like, okay with it? Well, then again, these kaijus are built different, and then again, there might have been a way he survived it. I haven't watched it in a while. I just watched the fights, because, well, that fight was awesome.
Sucks! In 2 MonsterVerse installments, King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong, we witnessed 2 ways you can access the Hollow Earth, or places near it. The first is through an underwater vortex, tunnels in the deep that pull down any passing vessels at high speeds with a risk of crashing into any obstacles. The most dangerous one is going to be one of these, Hollow Earth portals. And as we can see in this scene, these guys jumped through this weird veil extremely fast. Yeah, accessing the Hollow Earth through these...
What is it saying? This remembrance makes absolutely no sense, so don't expect us to explain this. I don't. Look, magic shit is almost impossible to say, and the whole point of magic is to bend science to however the fuck you want it to.
Portals is very dangerous because of a phenomenon known as G-force.
Yeah.
In simple terms, G-force is a measure of acceleration. For example, 1G is the acceleration you feel right now, thanks to the Earth's gravity, aka the force that keeps you planted on the ground. But let's say you were in a craft traveling much faster than the speed of sound, hit a gravity inversion, and suddenly stop. Not good.
Yeah.
Your body is designed to pump blood in a certain direction. Any G-forces in the opposite direction could cause blood to rush to your head, for example, causing the blood vessels to burst in your eyes, instigating something called a readout. And then, if that happens long enough, your brain will basically bleed to death. You can imagine how painful this would feel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Massive creatures such as Titans aren't as affected by these forces,
which makes sense.
You are.
us I'd worry about. We're about to be launched 1,000 miles in 2 seconds.
Your best bet is to be on board a Hollow Earth anti-gravity vehicle, a futuristic craft
so that's how they
designed to
survived
somewhat protect you from wonky effects of the Hollow Earth's gravity. But not even these could protect you from the creatures we're about to discuss. Number 2.
It's like you survived the trip, you survived the fall, and you're in here. Great. Now here's the other ways you can get murdered in this place.
Masticated.
What the fuck is masticated?
For those that don't know, this basically means chewed.
Oh.
And there is a species of monster down here that does just that. The Phenodons, or more popularly known as Doug, are quadrupedal creatures that...
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this giant-ass salamander lizard dimetrodon fusion thing. And we're just gonna call it Doug. Ah, jeez. I love it. We just call it Doug. It's and the thing is 80 to 100 feet tall. Jesus Christ! And giant hollow earth lizards that are believed to be an ancient offshoot of the Godzilla genus. Okay.
Thrive on the Hollow Earth's hostile rocky terrain in search of food. Their spiny backs make them difficult to see in this terrain, as we see that these guys
we got a bit of camouflage
even notice
too.
them close by.
What the?
So back to you. Let's say you're out in an open rocky area, and all of a sudden you feel the ground shake and see a 100 feet tall lizard with its mouth open come at you at fast speeds.
I think at that point you just pick a god and pray.
Because you're so small, this lizard would have to turn its head sideways and snap its jaws shut. For you, this means that half of your body would be inside its mouth, almost certainly cutting you in half.
Yeah.
If you've seen our previous videos on this subject, you will know that you probably are still alive for a few seconds.
Yep.
Your last sight will be of your mutilated body traveling down a long, dark esophagus,
And then
where you will
the
be
stomach
digested
acid.
and your remains gone forever. Number 3, clawed to death. If you suffer from coborophobia, click away now.
Coborophobia? Oh, and I got a Google search. I'm pretty sure it's just the fear of crabs, considering what's on the screen, but I just want to make sure. Coborophobia is the fear of crabs and lobsters. Yep, thought so. Alright, let's get back.
Now, let's rewind a little to what Doug ate earlier. Most people watching this video do not have any idea how big these guys actually are.
Well, considering it's about the same size as Doug just then, I imagine it's pretty big, and I imagine those pinchers can, you know, just pinch your ass in half, I guess.
These are known as Arachno-claws. Although they look like
They're 15 to 20 feet tall crustacean vertebrate hybrids that dwell in the Hollow Earth's rocky terrain. Strongly depend on camouflage for both protection and hunting prey. Okay.
crustaceans or crabs. These are
Which
actually
makes sense, because they don't look fast.
vertebrates, meaning that they have an endoskeleton, and in this case, an exoskeleton as well. What makes these guys so dangerous are these pincer-like appendages equipped with claws. These grab smaller organisms and bring them close to that beaked insect-like mouth, where any unfortunate crew member would get chewed into very small pieces. A single wound from those claws would impale the human build, causing immediate death. And that's if you're lucky. The more unfortunate people who...
Out of all the places to get stabbed or bit through, why does it have to be right through the ass? Like, and kudos to paying attention to detail where it has the fecal matter there too, which is gross, but you know, it's probably what would happen.
Death. And that's if you're lucky. The more unfortunate people who get grabbed and placed inside its mouth would get chewed and cut into small pieces, leaving a bloody mess on the floor. Remember, if you see one, there are probably more of them around.
Oh, great.
Number 4,
so just
sliced
assume
and diced. So you heard that entering the Hollow Earth through a portal sucks, and instead you want to try the vortex? Well, it isn't better down here either.
I imagine.
During the more or less recent events that took place in 2019, different titans and other life forms revealed themselves to the Earth's surface.
Yes, they did.
Including these little guys. These don't have an official name, but we'll call this school of fish a genitor swarm.
Okay.
Each individual fish compared to a human is quite large. By estimating the size of these fish next to Godzilla himself, We can see that these things
Yeah, and if these guys are gonna come at you in swarms, it's probably not gonna be well. It looks like a Dunkleostus or Blastus or however the fuck that's pronounced.
could be about the same size as some of the larger modern-day
10
sharks.
to 15 plus
Remember,
feet. Jesus.
there is a whole swarm of these, but even just one of this type
just
of
start
fish
praying.
is enough to dismember a single human. This fish's mouth is similar to the more widely known
Yeah, they don't even need a swarm. It's just one and it's already over. Like, just go ahead and start praying the moment you encounter these.
Dunkleosteus.
Oh,
an extinct
I just said
armored
that.
fish with jaws that could slice through all flesh, bone, and armor. These clean cuts would cause your appendages to be sliced right off.
Yeah.
A bite on the torso would mean your intestines would be released, attracting the horde of fish to finish you off.
Yep.
This would be a quick death. But now you're
at least
about to
it's
learn
quick.
you were killed only because something else told them to.
Oh.
Number 5. Swallowed alive.
Ugh, never fun. Imagine
So what commanded these fish to get you?
Godzilla?
Simple. An even larger fish.
Oh.
So large that this creature could be around 200 feet long. Again, there is
that
no
is long.
official name classification for this one, but it is commonly known as the murder fish. For
Okay.
good reason.
Yeah.
Realistically, being this deep in the ocean would crush your body
Yeah.
due to the immense pressure. But let's say
Yeah, I guess that's another issue. It's like, yeah, like, which one's gonna happen first? You gonna get crushed to death by the pressure, or are the fish gonna get you? Which one is it?
you were wearing a diving suit capable of resisting these immense pressures. Now you are faced with a murder fish, a malevolent and crazy animal whose primal instinct
And if it's big enough to bite the neck of Godzilla, I imagine that you're pretty much, it's just over then.
is to kill. A confrontation with an animal this large would only end with you getting swallowed whole.
Yeah.
But what's it like getting swallowed by a giant fish?
I don't know.
Let's find out. Once this giant fish opens its mouth, the water surrounding it would get siphoned in, pulling you inside, through the esophagus and inside its massive stomach. Your diving suit can only protect you for a certain amount of time before
Yep.
the fish's enzymes disintegrate it. At this point, you will...
Yeah, getting swallowed alive never seemed like a good thing, because, one, you're still intact, and you're probably just going to be met with a horrible death of just, like, terrible suffocation. Like, just, Jesus Christ. Like, especially with whatever's in that stomach acid and everything, ugh. Not only is it painful, I imagine it's extremely disgusting.
1. Run out of oxygen before the enzymes eat through your suit, or
Yeah.
2. The enzymes eat through the suit and your outer skin gets devoured by the enzymes while you are breathing toxic gases.
Yeah.
Talk about a bad way to get expelled from existence. Number 6. Ambushed and impaled.
Okay.
So the ground isn't safe,
Yeah.
and neither is the water. But what
Neither
about
is the sky. No,
After
that
all,
ain't
you're
safe.
flying in a futuristic craft that can resist gravity inversions. But
Yeah, but we got
maybe
giant
not
flying
this.
worms, yeah,
In
see?
the hollow earth, there is no such thing as safe.
Yeah.
Meet the warbat, an extreme...
I don't think... I'm pretty sure the word safe just doesn't exist in the monsterverse and period. Like... Like, honestly, I feel like instead of safety, you get mercy instead. Like, all safety in the monsterverse and gone, and all you have is mercy left.
extremely long serpentine
If even that.
titan with jaws that can crunch
Warbat.
through
That's
just
what they were
about-
called. They were called warbats. And Jesus, 950 feet long. Gigantic hollow earth flying reptile that specializes in ambush predatory tactics hunts. And also getting smacked the fuck up by Kong.
About anything. Not to mention that these spikes are venom tipped.
Oh,
Realistically,
even better.
your body would be too small for the warbat to try to pick you off with these tips.
Yeah, you're more likely to just get straight up impaled, which I guess is the issue here, yeah. On the bright side, this thing looks cool as shit, though.
A more feasible way to get killed by a warbat is similar to what happened to these guys. In other
Yeah.
words, to get hunted by these creatures, you would most
Yeah, like these would have to have a more painful death from these guys. These things would have to be significantly smaller. Like, imagine for these the size of their babies. I guess that would probably earn for a that'd probably be a worse thing to get killed by. Probably, if they even. Well, I imagine they would have babies. I mean, how else are they here?
likely have to be
They gotta
airborne.
reproduce somehow.
But let's pay close attention to these teeth. As we can see, these vary in size, but if you're impaled by these, the narrower width of those teeth would mean that you would get stuck. Your
Ugh.
body would slide down the shaft and remain impaled until shaken off or eaten.
Yeah. No thanks.
Number 7,
Oh, okay.
Eviscerated. In GVK, we were introduced to another flying creature
Oh,
who
yeah.
would get up
Forgot
close
about
and
those
personal
things.
with its prey, the hellhawk.
Oh.
Concept art of this creature suggests that this animal could grow quite large compared to humans, and possibly even
It's like the vulture from Spider-Man got mutated or something.
up to sub-titan proportions. The smaller ones are the ones to watch out for. Say you
Of
try to
course.
find refuge in a cave, but then find yourself in the middle of a hellhawk feeding frenzy.
Yeah, no thanks.
Stay down.
Oh,
Getting
okay.
picked up violently by these creatures could possibly dislocate your shoulder joints.
Yeah.
The pain has only just begun. Take a look at this beak. In the real world, hooked beaks belonging to birds of prey are made for piercing and pulling flesh.
Yep.
A small creature like you on the wrong side of that beak would
Ugh.
get torn apart.
Yep, no
If
thanks.
facing down like this fella, one bite from the hellhawk would rip out the ribs or
Ugh.
even the spine, not to mention your guts.
Yep.
But just when you thought nothing could get worse in the Hollow Earth, it will be the perfect time to meet the most elusive predator beneath your feet. Number 8,
Yeah, boy.
Death from Below.
What about Death from Above? Got like that one time where Godzilla just shot a shot a beam down into the earth. I mean, we had that as a. Well, probably not. I mean, then again, it's just getting shot by a beam. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory how you die.
So it's now evident that being on the ground, in the air, and underwater are totally bad ideas. But what about underground?
No, we're safe.
Let's go see what this guy is doing. This nice, flat, and soft patch of dirt and water seems like a nice place to build a shelter to hide from the
Nope.
never-ending horrors of this place. As he begins to build, it is now evident that he, along with everyone with him, are potential prey for this.
Oh
This
hell!
thing is known as a Shimida. This
A what?
creature unfortunately never made it to the final stages of film development for GVK.
Probably
but
a good
it
thing,
is
too.
acknowledged as a Hollow Earth residing creature.
Okay.
These guys burrow themselves underground with their mouths open on the surface.
Shimida. Okay, max size unknown underground parasitic monsters that ambush prey using their mouths to attract smaller creatures. Okay.
This mouth is made up of a total of 6 mandibles edged with sharp teeth.
Christ.
Inside is another set of jaws tasked with chewing anything that hasn't been killed yet.
Okay.
So once these jaws snap shut, nothing is coming out.
Yeah, I
The
figured.
humans inside would now be dropped into a vertical chamber of death. As this creature's many teeth chew on these humans from
It seems like a. It seems like a giant Venus flytrap with that's just even more fucked up and mutated. Maybe is that a good way to compare it to? I guess I don't know.
all directions. These guys will become chunks of meat.
Yep.
Out of all the ways to die in this episode, this one is the hardest to escape from.
Yeah.
One last thing. It is suggested that this animal could be in its first metamorphic stage, meaning that like Mothra or the Mutos, these guys could evolve into something even more dangerous. Do you
Well,
think
there's a
we will
movie
ever
idea.
see these guys feast on humans in a future MonsterVerse film?
Possibly.
Do you think this franchise will even
Oh, maybe it'll happen in New Empire.
continue? Let us know in the comments. For more fun documentaries like this and more information on dinosaurs, kaiju, and ways to die, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching.
And just like with Skull Island, you will never catch me in Hollow Earth ever. Like, already getting there is a good way to get yourself killed. And then it's like, oh yeah, you've suffered the trip there, which was already almost, which is already supposed to kill you. Now you're in here where nowhere is safe. Yeah, no thanks. Hollow Earth, not a place I would ever want to go to. No thanks. I think I'll just say on the surface where I probably have the best survival rates, possibly. Yeah, well, who knows? Like I said earlier, safety doesn't exist in the MonsterVerse. It just doesn't. Nowhere is safe. Not with those giant-ass monsters and everything walking around. Nah, safety completely extinct. Like, just not a thing. Ever. Just, no. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check out the original video in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.